You're live.
What up, chat? Are you ready for yet another nonsensical matinee game? I know that I
Yay.
am definitely ready. Definitely not going to rage watch this entire game. No, we're going to
No,
enjoy it. This one's going to be fun.
always.
I'll make it fun. I don't know. I don't have a question of the day prepared, Tiff. What should I ask the people about?
What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
I mean, not that I don't like sandwiches, but they definitely never my first choice for food.
But if you were to pick a sandwich, what would it be? I'm always down for a French dip.
French dip is good, but I always feel like dipping it is a lot of work.
Nah.
Like a Philly is always good. Any kind of turkey sandwich is usually good.
I might be scrolling through Chiba Hut's menu as we talk about this. I'm just
That
kidding.
explains
I'm just kidding.
the French
I'm
dip.
totally kidding.
Uh-huh.
I am thinking about Chiba Hut, but Cubano.
Pastrami is good. Grilled cheese, no tomato though. Absolutely not. Grilled cheese without tomato.
What kind of club?
Chicken club, turkey
Turkey
club.
club? Chicken chipotle club?
Now you're getting off the rails.
Yum. Spicy.
What is this new meme
Which beam?
about Watto being dead?
Watto being dead.
Yeah.
Star Wars beam?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It probably has something to do with the new series I'm not caught up on.
Okay. I don't watch it either.
No, totally. It's fuck, what Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with Skeleton Crew. I haven't watched it.
I mean, you can put mayo on everything. Confirmed. Cold cut's good too.
Fuck is that? Got a fucking woodpecker in my apartment.
In your apartment?
No, I don't know. I'm hearing this like weird knocking sound.
Okay.
The fuck?
Hello, Poland. Yeah, we'll probably try and do a roast my roster closer to the deadline, but I don't know how easy it's going to be because Puckpedia's thing only kind of works. I mean, I can't say I've ever put mayo on a hot dog, but I'm sure it'd be fine. Like,
Be fine.
all right, let's watch some hockey. I'd say that where the Avs don't suck, but they didn't suck for the first two periods of last game and they lost. So who knows? Maybe they need to suck to start and then they'll win.
They at least need to get scored on first. Toasted Uncrustable. That's where it's at.
That is not a sandwich. That is a calzone.
What?
An Uncrustable is absolutely a calzone.
I mean, but it's not baked. I mean, I guess as soon as you toast it, it is, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I don't know about these Rangers jerseys. I've always liked this logo, this Rangers logo, but I don't know about the deep blue Rangers jerseys. I don't know if I'm a fan. Navy, even. It's not even really blue. All right. Early days. This game looks like it might be slow and grindy, but making assumptions on the first minute might not be the smartest thing to do. Yeah, couldn't even get the shot off clean there, really, for Kibby.
What?
I mean, no, absolutely not. None of that, Drew. I don't want any of what's going on there. I mean, I don't think there's any plans for new primary jerseys for the Avs. I'll put it to you that way. Who knows if for third jerseys or additional stuff. That stuff changes all the time.
It just doesn't seem like the Avs organization like cares about that kind of stuff, which sucks. But
I mean, I don't know. They were like one of the last teams to get rid of the uniprint style jerseys too, so it's just never been a priority for them.
Which blows, because again, if you like to make money, it seems.
Oh yeah, it's free,
easy.
But $3.
But yeah, it just doesn't really seem like the Avs have really ever cared about that.
3-on-2 here. If Cale can make something happen, he could not. Oh boy, the Avs are not shooting.
Yeah, let's just play past the puck.
I mean, Devon Taves just can't be the guy leading your team in shot attempts. Not like I love Devon. Oof, good chance for Lecky there. Couldn't convert it though.
It is crazy to me when we look on like Bet365 and it's like Nathan McKinnon for 3+ shots on goal and it's something kind of crazy and you're like, yeah, that should be easy money. But it's not sometimes. It's crazy.
I mean, when he's playing well, for 6 shots on goal is easy money. I have no idea on Fanatics sizing, to be honest with you. I just assume that they're going to make it the wrong size anyway because it's Fanatics.
I would just assume they're going to put the wrong logo on it.
Whoa, that was a tough turnover for Middleton there. Got away with it, but oof. Bananas, I understand adding.
Totally.
Doritos, not as much. But I don't even really like peanut butter that much, so. Typical walrus. Typical.
Bummer you couldn't find E.
Alrighty.
Yeah, somebody's definitely drilling something in the apartment.
Yeah, I can almost hear it. I can almost hear it in your mic.
This is bullshit. That's somebody hammering something at 8 a.m.
Oof.
Good fuck, guys. I know this is community living, but let's be a little conscious of like where we are.
Decent shift from your top line here. Mac just stuck on the backhand side there. Couldn't get a decent shot off.
How do you feel about Brock Nelson?
I mean, he'd be interesting in the immediate. It just depends on what the price is, right? Like, if you're forced to give up a buttload of assets for a guy who's essentially just going to be how many years is he UFA? Yeah, just a rental.
I know it's 11:15 now, but still.
I don't think we'll see a new primary jersey for a while still. All right. Who's going to do it? Who's going to break through for the Avs? Their second line has probably been their best line so far, as they're getting another decent breakout here. Never mind. Lecky just passed that to nobody. I don't think this feels like yesterday's game yet. The Avs were really, really dominant on the puck in the first two periods of that game. And they're out shooting the Rangers early here, but they haven't been nearly as dominant puck-wise so far.
Completely agree.
It's fine. Just cross-check people, Colton. They won't call it.
I'm all about seizing the day. Like, I really am. But do it quietly.
Hey, what even? What a ridiculous tip. Take that, Chris. Your nephew's better than you.
Is that what your tweet's gonna be?
No.
Oh. Should be.
That tip is so high in the zone. Like, he's almost above the hash marks there. That's crazy. But hey, Keaton Middleton finally got a point. Let's go.
Yay.
That is a rough D. That is some rough defense. Did not tie him up at all. You don't even make contact with him until after he's tipped the puck. Does not look was not a good look for Kaliev. Our sleep cycle's a thing. Mine are just broken. Yeah.
You really are like a freaking night shift guard. And
oh, baby! Netrus's first point as an Av on a Cale finish.
Jesus Christ,
all of that is, yeah, that play at the blue line from McKinnon is actually, like, so good.
Yay, we'll get goal things in a minute.
They did not wait to score their second goal. Also, I'm just saying, I wore this today.
You and Eric were matching.
Were we? I didn't even notice.
You guys were
we knew it was going to be Cale. I'm not going to nitpick because they scored. That's a really good shot from Cale Makar. Will the Avs trade Malin? I mean, you would trade anyone for the right price, right? Like, if you're just going to leave an open-ended, would the Avs trade a guy? Of course, yes. They would trade anyone for Connor McDavid. All right. Well, they did not waste time getting the second goal, so that makes you feel a lot better. Yeah. Do expect some pushback from the Rangers, though. Yeah, and they immediately score. Immediately.
The fuck, guys.
I know he just got a point, but what is Keaton Middleton doing, bro? Yeah, it's... I guess that's on Kelly more than Middleton. They just both cover the same guy. The Avs are just so freaking bad in front of their own crease. Like at the top of the crease, they just have no clue what they're doing.
Rudo telling the future again.
Sometimes it's not hard. It's not hard sometimes.
It is crazy sometimes when you just like watch a hockey game and you just like, you're like, this is about to happen. Or like Eric will do it all the time. He's like, watch that guy, watch that guy, watch that guy. And then that guy scores.
Sure, but like even with no stick, Kelly takes the wrong body, right? If he plays the body of the guy on the backside of the post, maybe you tie him up, maybe you prevent the play from happening, and he's covering the same guy that Keaton Middleton is already tying up. All right. Well, I guess that's why I scored 2, but now go score 5 and make your life easy.
Hit that over.
All right. Should I make that tweet, chat? I'll make that tweet.
I'm glad you all hated my picture on Twitter. I hated making it.
Why did you make it then?
I don't know, because I was just feeling. I was like, what does this look like? I was like, well, this is depressing. I'm gonna make sure. I'm just gonna post this on the internet because content. No, it was cool to make. I mean,
Yeah.
refresh on some Photoshop skills that I don't do every day, so. And then I wasn't even going to bother trying to do the coaching staff. I was like, I don't know who any of these people are.
I don't think the Avs need defense. I mean, I think they might need one defender. You just can't.
Chris Letang.
You can't play Keaton Middleton in the playoffs. And no, Chris Letang can't defend anymore. Okay, that is an oddly specific stat, but sure. Nah, I don't think Barons would be up. I think that the Barons injury really sucks. That guy, I think, was a perfect candidate to play 1 year in the AHL, and then we'll see. And now his whole timeline is just set back a year. Yeah, I mean, you just can't play Middleton in the playoffs. I think you can have a conversation about Malinsky. Earlier in the year when he was playing well, he was an option. The last 3 weeks or whatever, he's probably made it harder to play him for sure. What? Chaos in front. How much wood is too much wood as the Avs give up a 2-on-1 here and get absolutely lit on fire?
Damn. How much wood is too much wood?
Is that the defense pinching poorly, or is that bad coverage from Wood on the back check? I mean, it's definitely bad coverage from Wood, but where is Josh Manson on that play?
Oh my god. Crazy.
Well, now this is absolutely nothing like the Boston game. Couldn't be
Ew.
further from the Boston game. Nothing means nothing, as they say.
Nothing means anything. Nothing matters.
Yeah, it's a great play to make the pass across. I really think Gerard plays it pretty decently. He just gets beat. And what's he supposed to do? It's a 2-on-1. He slides into the puck carrier. Dude made a better play, and Miles Wood and Josh Manson just abandoned you. All right. Optimist take, this game is about to end 6-5. Pessimist take, Shesterkin doesn't let in another goal. It's just tough. Where you look at the 2 goals the Avs scored, right? And one of them took an all-world play from multiple of your top players. And the other one is an incredible tip, right? Like, you haven't forced the Ranger defense to have significant breakdowns in this game, and you created in spite of it. Ooh, that was a decent little chance from Nate just there. And then you look on the flip side, and both of the goals the Avs given up, you feel like are just heinous defensive breakdowns. It's hard, man. It's hard. Middleton, Wood, Malinsky, DeHaan, Manson should all be traded. I mean, how much are you willing to pay to get rid of them? Because certainly in the case of Manson and Wood's contract, you probably have to give something up for someone to take those contracts on. Yeah. Natchez is definitely going to be fun in Colorado. So at least we can enjoy that. I mean, you still see flashes of the guy Manson was, but if we're honest, his play style is built much more for the playoffs than the regular season. And then the other side of it is that's a guy who just can't stay healthy, right? Even when he's in the lineup, he's so regularly playing through stuff that it's hard to say. Oof, Cale doing stuff. That angle's never going to go anywhere. Good to see some legs, though. We'll see how long those last for the Avs. All right. Somehow you're in a dead even game. I'm not going to question it. That could have been interference. I know Mac kind of played the puck, but when he actually got checked, it was not all that close to him. It's a good little play. Mac actually made the seam pass connect, and Nate just actually shot it. I'll take that. I know it didn't result in a goal, but at least that actually feels dangerous. It was not a great shot, to be honest, but yeah, there's definitely a gap in Marty's playoff record. He's not been amazing in the playoffs, but the Avs are going to have to get more out of him there. This game is kind of weird. This game does not feel like it's moving at the pace that it is. Like the shot totals are extremely high, but it hasn't felt like it. Pretty tough to beat Chesty clean when he gets a full look at it. The lines continue to be heavily mixed. Getting Colton with Parsonen and Middlestat here. I mean, I think a lot of the Avs forward core has looked good so far. You just had two Gigantamax defensive breakdowns. It does feel like they're shooting a lot for sure in this one. We'll see. I don't really understand the Avs' aversion to playing Calvin DeHaan. And like at times I think he's probably struggled, but with what you're consistently getting out of Middleton and Malinsky right now, I just don't understand. I still fully expect the Avs to go out and get another forward and another D at the deadline. That's why they got the second round picks that they have now, as well as some of the other picks. Like those are the Avs don't need draft picks, right? They need those as assets to flip into roster stuff. Fox is mad about this call. You shouldn't be. The Avs power play is actually the key to the Rangers winning. So, I mean, Kelly did flop a little bit, I won't lie, but also you just put him in a headlock, so what are you
Can't just
complaining
grab a
about?
guy.
Yeah.
You can't just grab a guy by the head.
Who do we want to win the football, chat?
Is this the Bills-Chiefs game?
I think they're both today.
What are the matchups?
Bills, Chiefs, Commanders, Eagles.
Yeah, let's do Bills and I don't know. I don't care about the other one. Bills for Dwayne.
No, I don't see the Avs trading for JT Miller nor Elliott. I mean, they can't trade for Pettersson. They'd have to do ridiculous things to make enough cap room for Pettersson. It's just impossible. And I don't see them trading for Miller. I also don't really see them trading for a third goalie either. I'm sorry, but if you're down to your third goalie, you're not winning in the playoffs. I know, oh, well, Vegas did it this one time with Aiden Hill. Okay, cool. That's not reality. That type of thing is not normal, and it won't happen again for another 30, 40 years or whatever. The same way when the Avs won their cup, they had the worst goaltending in 25 years of any cup winner. Those things happen occasionally, but you don't make moves to go out and get that. You just run out whoever your third goalie is and hope they get hot at the right time.
We aren't in studio when E is out of town because Rudo lives 45 minutes from the studio, so there's no reason for him to drive that way in for a solo shot.
We were in the studio for the last 2 weeks straight, so I don't know. We're still in studio all the time. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, a power play goal? What is this game, dude? What is happening?
That requires the horns.
Cale Makar hat trick watch, by the way.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't think it was tipped. I'm pretty sure Cale got it clean. Yeah, I think Lecky missed it.
That would be cool.
Oh, yeah, that's clean. That's clean for sure. Good screen by Lecky, okay, but he did not tip it. We got all these moves and shaking on the forward side, and Cale Makar is just going to be the only player that does stuff for us. Yeah, it is another point for niches too. Okay, well, stop doing that. Fine. Blackwood made a good save, but what the fuck, Abs? Please stop doing that.
I swear to God. We seeing that killer instinct that's been missing? I don't know.
I mean, a long way to go to get down to killer instinct time in this game.
I know, but
the Rangers are just falling over by themselves.
Yeah, for real. No more goals to the empty netter.
Yeah, no. Nate just is definitely a hard worker. Like, don't sleep. I compared him to like a more skilled version of Lehkonen in some ways. He's not quite the same with, tip plays in front of the net and stuff like that, but he will go to work on the boards. He'll go retrieve pucks. He'll do a lot of that stuff and be a solid player in that regard for your top six.
I know they like score and forget to like play defense.
Yeah, I mean, oh, okay, Marty, just making dudes fall over. Don't mind me, just trying to tweet, watch the game, and do a watch along all at the same time. It's fine. We're good. We're good.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand why Malinsky has zero confidence. He's not played well for a while now. It's maybe Casey space jammed him. All right, he passed on the zero confidence game to Malinsky, so he can be the one that's confident now. Okay. Well, I'm glad I took the over. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a solution for things being unsynced, but I don't run the television companies, unfortunately. As always, if you are behind, you can pause me, and then at least the video feed will be synced up. But I know some people like to chat live, so it is what it is. Natchez has been reasonably durable in his career. He's not like perfectly healthy or anything, but he doesn't really miss all that much time. I mean, I really, really don't think you want Natchez to be a center. Natchez, I don't know. I'm just going to say his name 16 different ways for the rest of the time. I don't think you want him to be a center. You want him to be a wing. Like, you can't just leave a Miko-sized hole in your wing core. You need Natchez to at least help fill that gap.
I think it would be fun if we made this a bit.
Natchez, Natchez, Natchez.
Yeah, just say it just every time. Just never say it the same way.
Noches. Buenas noches.
Sir, call him the wrong name.
Morty Narchis.
Perfect.
I mean, that's as accurate as Coach's Corner ever was when it came to European names.
Call him Nachos. I like it.
Ooh, Jack Drury just got manhandled.
I don't think he's close to saying that one, but
Please get out of this period. Okay, thank you. I mean, not the cleanest hockey I've ever watched, but it is fun. It is a fun hockey game. We got that going for you. Not sure the Avs can keep up at that pace for two more
I
periods.
thought you wanted to be entertained.
I mean, the Avs are winning the game. That's better than not winning the game. Hopefully they can keep it up. It is the intermission though, so I'm going to take a bit of a break here, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Well, here's a funny little story. So, God, I'm going to say early 2000s, playing for the New York Rangers, MSG, world's most famous arena, the blue shirts, Broadway. It doesn't get any better than that. I tell you, folks, it was so fun to play for the Rangers. What a unique experience. And anyway, so one of those nights, it's like a January night, and we were struggling as a team, the New York Rangers that year. We didn't fare too good. We had a very high payroll, a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure. We just couldn't just, it just couldn't come together as a team, and for me personally too. It was not a very good season. So I was struggling. I was trying to hang on. I was desperately trying to stay in the league. And anyway, one of those nights, I want to say it was Tampa Bay. And we had a tough night. The old pesky Rangers lost. I want to say it was 8-1. It was a drubbing. It was bad. We didn't touch the puck. It was awful. And same thing. When the game ends, obviously I was married, and my wife Jill of 25 years, was at the game. And so after the game at MSG, you got to walk a little bit and go towards the green room to pick up your family. At the time, we had no kids. And so anyway, I was just walking there, and I was really, really mad, to be honest with you. I didn't talk to anybody, just put my suit on and went down to the green room, picked up my wife, and said, all right, let's go. Well, probably, like I said, I didn't say a word. I just kind of nodded at her. We're out of here. And at MSG, it's a little complicated because it is, obviously in Manhattan, and then you have to go across the street, and then the parking garage is over there that the players use, and it's hard, it's complicated. It's like a valet system, and it takes forever. So again, that night was nothing different. It took forever to get the car. So you're talking a good 20-25 minutes by the time I picked her up in the green room, walked all the way to the parking garage, got in the car. We lived in the city there, not too far from MSG. And, so there's a lot of traffic in New York City. If you've never been there, it's a little unique. It's a little crazy. So we hit a few lights, and finally my wife said, hey, honey, but at least you played well. And so I didn't say anything, and then I kind of looked at her, and I was like, what'd you say? She's like, well, I know you guys lost, and you're a team player, and I know you guys got killed, but hey, I thought you played really well, honey. And I looked at her, and I was in disbelief. And what I said to her after that, we still talk about it, like you're talking about 30 years later. But I looked at her and I said, honey, I was a healthy scratch. I was not dressed for this game. And that's why I was mad, because I was a healthy scratch. And her face was unbelievable. She felt so bad that she had no idea that I hadn't played, that I was not dressed. But I tell you one thing, it was one of the best nights after that. We laughed, and that's what I needed. Just put things in perspective. And, I kind of left everything there at work. I didn't bring work home, and it was fun. And, we went out to eat, and I had a smile on my face, and that's exactly what the doctor had ordered. And but I tell you one thing, she won't live that one down, and she still doesn't. See, we're still talking about it. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. Love my wife, but at a hockey game, she had no idea. She never looked at anything. She never looked at what was going on. All she did was sit in the stands and talk with the other ladies and her friends and whoever was in town. And she never realized that I was never dressed.
unmuted.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Chat, what is the rarest thing you've ever owned?
That's a good question.
And, like, it doesn't have to be expensive necessarily, just, like, a rare thing. Like, I collect hockey cards. Well, I don't really collect hockey cards anymore. I used to. I own a couple of cards that are numbered out of 5.
I don't think I own anything rare.
I don't believe you. You probably just don't know how rare it is.
I mean, like, I have some hockey cards that, like, my mom gave to me, but I don't know how rare they are.
Probably not very rare. Most sports cards are not even worth the money they're printed on.
Totally. I mean, yeah, I've had, like, literally, we've had these since she moved here.
Whoa,
So.
you owned a first edition Shadowless Charizard. That's crazy. Was it, like, good condition? I don't know what a Rudraksha is, but if it's like a gem, that sounds cool, and your name makes sense.
Yeah.
A gun used in like a common gun in World War II, or like a Luger or something crazy?
That's crazy.
A game-worn IFK Helsinki shirt. That's cool.
See, that's where I am at, Walrus.
I like my steak still bleeding for sure. I'm in on that take as the second period has begun. That is true. One of one things exists a lot more than you'd think. Pack fresh, yeah, so probably like near mint would grade like an 8 or something. I mean, 1,500 in 2010 for that's still like a good deal, right? Like, you can't know that the Pokemon market was going to go insane in the next 10 years. Just as likely could have gone to 0. So, a Russian hockey stick from the 60s. Interesting. That feels like such a random group of names to have autographs of.
I do have an autograph book. It's like music though. So I guess I don't know, that's probably pretty rare.
I'm sure any signed anything is generally rare. Like, obviously super famous people have thousands of autographs, but like
these are like bands that play at the Summit and the Marquee.
yeah, I bet
I
that's
loved
pretty
when
rare.
I was like 15.
Is it a cool joint, DJ? Is it one of those ones where you have to like soak it in water or whatever?
That's pretty cool. The complete set of Napoleon's memoirs. That's crazy.
That is like actual historical stuff. Another Av stick broke, man. What is going on today? Help your goalie, please.
Nope. Not allowed.
All right. Blackwood is locked in for you guys here. He's made a couple of big ones. You got to step it up defensively now. An actual 13th century broadsword? Like, that's wild. I mean, look, obviously people were way overreacting to the lack of goal scoring talent by losing just Mikko, right? Like, some of the reactions were ridiculous, but I do think it's valid that in the month of January, the Avs can't keep doing this thing where they score 6 goals in a game and then spend the next 3 games scoring 2 or less. They need to find a little bit more consistency in their goal scoring. I think that's a valid take. I just don't think that trading Mikko Rantanen means doom and no one on the Avs can score all of a sudden.
Doom.
I don't. Those are words. I've never seen those words in that order before, DJ. So I don't know what that joint means.
Crazy.
Anything handwritten seems so crazy to me. A little sloppy there, Marty. Drop it to him. You waited too long. That was not good from McKinnon. Okay. I mean, it feels like Rangers have come out and tried to put the pressure on in the first 5 minutes here. The Avs have survived, but I don't know that they've played particularly well in this period so far. But a goal would change that real quick. Oh, Cale, too cute, buddy. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I said that on the watch along the other day as a reactionary, in the moment thing, for sure.
Shoot.
It's hard to tell me that the Avs are a team that can't score goals. Like, I get that. Like, a lot of people are reacting in the moment the same way I did the other day, but Nathan McKinnon's a 50-goal scorer, right? You have multiple other high-end goal-scoring ability on this team. You're not going to get to the level of Mikko, for sure, but Ross Colton can regularly give you 20 goals. You have other guys like Lehkonen that can give you 20-plus goals a year. Makar can give you up to the 20-goal mark a year, maybe more. The Avs are inconsistent this year when it comes to their goal scoring.
Oh, sweet fucking Jesus.
When they're in it, they're in it. it feels like, and they struggle to score at all. But then they also have the ability to pop off. And that's, again, that's, as I was saying a minute ago, that's what it boils down to, right? It's not that the Avs can't score goals. It's that the Avs can't score goals consistently right now. They can have games where they can't miss, and then they have a bunch of games where they seemingly get goalied or can only score one or just can't finish or whatever it is. I mean, I'm of two minds about it. Obviously, when you're having those type of reactions every single game, it gets tiring. I totally understand that. But at the same time, like, why do we watch sports if not to live in the moment, right? I understand some of the reactionary stuff at times because you want to feel emotions and stuff, and sometimes that's what people get out of sports is living in the moment and experiencing whatever it is that's going on right then and there. So to some extent you need some of that, and like at times it can get too much. I think certainly it happens pretty regularly with every fan base that you harp too much on the same things and you live too much in the moment. With our podcast, we stress a lot of trying not to do that and looking at the big picture, but sometimes you have to, right? Like the joy of scoring a goal and the frustration of a bad play. It's okay to feel a way you do in the moment, as long as you understand that and understand how you feel right now may not be accurate to what the actual picture is. Rex and Sylvie are good. Sylvie can't come in here because my studio is a mess and has a bunch of like sound dampening foam on the floor that she will tear up. But they're good pups, even if Sylvie is loud sometimes. Wood going hard to the net there. I like it. I like it. This period has gotten weird. Like the Rangers pushed in the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then this game is just completely ground to a halt. Almost nothing has happened over the last 4 minutes. That's a trip for sure. Good job, Marty. That dude is going to draw a lot of calls with his speed on this team, man. He's going to get a lot of calls. Yeah, let's go.
I love that.
Good work, Andrew. Proud of you.
Oh my god. What do you think? Did Bennington throw his stick?
I haven't seen the highlight.
No. It was Jason Robinson was on like a breakaway, and it looks like Bennington goes to like stick poke or whatever, and it like flies out of his hand.
I mean, knowing Jordan Binnington, probably. Oh, yeah, he tossed that shit. There is no doubt he tossed that shit. Yeah, it's... I mean, we talked about it on the emergency pod, right? Like, if the Mikko trade in a vacuum, the Avs lost because they didn't get enough. But if the assets they got end up getting flipped for other pieces that help round out their roster and they build a better overall team, the Avs could still win that trade. Like, it's definitely possible. And obviously the ultimate decider is if the Avs get the pieces and go do the thing, then no one will care. If you win the cup, it was the right move. And I don't even think that necessarily means this season. Oh, that's such a good play. Like he couldn't finish it. You have probably 2, maybe 3 years to go win a cup now that you've made this trade. And if you do it in that time, Chris McFarland's a genius. If you don't do it in that time, if you backslide in that time, Chris McFarland's going to get fired. Like, that's it. He bet his career on this move, and we'll see how it plays out. Puck movement really, really good on this power play. Oh, another good chance in front. They just can't finish them right now. Mac liking that little seam pass on the reverse side tonight. I mean, given you scored a power play. Oh, post!
Oh, my God.
That's a really good power play. Given you have a goal tonight already, you probably deserved a goal on that one. How refreshing is that? I think define most realistic. It's, oh, God. All right. Sam Girard just bailed out Devontae. The goalie interference? Hello? It's hard to say who's the most realistic because we're just still too far away from the trade deadline to really know exactly who's available and for what. But if you're looking for a real answer on what I think is the higher end of what the Avs should be looking for, it's Yanni Gourde. Realistically, I think Jack Drury is probably more of a 4C. Yanni Gourde can be your 3C. In a pinch, he can play on your second line. You can't really rely on that, but he can step up if someone gets hurt. Man, he beats him clean there, and it just catches the iron. Could they get Gourde without giving up a first? Hard to say. I mean, maybe it's 2 seconds. Maybe you end up giving up a high-end prospect instead of a first-round pick. Like, trying to speculate exact trade prices is really, really hard. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't try and go out and trade for more assets to try and win now. If you weren't trying to win this season, why did you give up all these assets to go out and get good goaltending? That, like, the Mikko thing, all right, sure, whatever. He was going to walk at the end of the year. You decided not to sign him. Maybe you make that move anyway, but you're actively paying assets to go out and get goaltending to try and win now. And I know I know Blackwood they extended him and all of that, but you really owe it to the guys like McKinnon and Makar that are here to try and win. And standing by and not doing more to make your chances better is a mistake, in my opinion. Yeah, Gord would be a rental. All right. Can the Avs do a little bit more at 5-on-5? They really have not done a ton at even strength in this period. Joshua, my goodness, buddy. You're going to need to cut his minutes tonight. It's bad. The Avs can't afford players that can help now and that can help 2 years from now. Those prices are too expensive. At least not good players. Like, you can get fringe pieces that have signed for an extra year or whatever, but the Avs just don't have the assets to go out and pay the prices for guys that are locked up for 3 years or whatever. They do things like Parsonen, right, where you get an RFA guy that you believe has upside. That's how you get extended players. Come on now. Your breakouts are getting sloppy. I mean, the Avs definitely have a chance, right? Like, they have this ultra high-end talent that if they just go off in the playoffs and if you get the best 2 months of Blackwood's career, they could win, right? Even with their roster as currently constructed. That's pretty unlikely, I would say, but it's not impossible. they get reasonably healthy, really, if they get Val Nichushkin back and they get probably one more legit defenseman, you'd say they've got a chance. If they go out and add a Yanni Gourde or something on top of that, they're probably top 2 or 3 in the West anyway. I mean, Vegas has a guy that just cheats on their team. Oh, Parsonen, baby, out of nowhere. I love that the second line scores another goal, too, at 5-on-5. Casey Middlestad's back, chat. Casey Middlestad's back. Netchus has been amazing in this game. He's been absolutely awesome today. I mean, Parsonen's the poorest man's version of Mikko Rantanen. He's not like putting them in the same sentence isn't even fair, but he can shoot it. He's got a good shot. He did say 4-2, but there's a lot of hockey left. A lot of hockey left. Oh, run him, Lecky. I know people get mad at me, but if a goalie comes out to play the puck, you should be able to hit him. I'm sorry. You're an active player in the NHL. You're on the ice. You're not playing goaltender at that point. You're a puck manager. You could be able to get hit. I mean, I won't be truly happy with the trade until we see what else comes of the assets. That just is what it is. You're just seeing what you're hoping to see out of Netchus today. I don't know, whatever. Blackwood, been good this period. I know there's nothing he could really do in the first 2 goals, but it's good to see a goalie lock it down after he gives up a couple, even if they're not his fault. Yeah, it would just be too hard to get value for Nichushkin, for sure. I mean, I'm a little surprised they even tried Wood on the third line tonight. I thought for sure he'd be fourth lined up. Could they find a way? Probably. Is it going to be a fair price you're going to like? No. The lines are not exactly super solid, but what they've been running today is Lehkonen, McKinnon, and Natchez, Middlestat, Parsonen, and Druin. Although Druin is coming out with the first line right now, so maybe anyway. Your top six is those six guys, and then your bottom six is the usual guys: LOC, Kelly, Wood. Who am I thinking of that I'm blanking on? LOC, Kelly, Wood, Kivi, Ronta. Yeah. And then your Jack Drury and I forget the last forward because my brain is broken. Oh, God.
Bummer. Bummer.
How do you... Yav's net front defense has been really, really bad today.
Bummer.
Like, really, really bad. I know it's usually bad. Oh, my God. Nathan McKinnon, what are you fucking doing? Holy shit, Nathan.
Nathan.
Dude just turned around and skated away. Was Colton the guy I was forgetting? I bet it
Probably.
was. Thank you. Thank you, chat.
Oops. Stop yapping.
Can't be easy. Can never be easy. Wouldn't be a Sega Baba.
Mm-mm.
They really, really need to stop giving up odd man rushes, though. I like this new breakout plan of F it, Marty's down there somewhere. Dude, he almost looked like he hurt himself. He tried to shoot that slapper so hard.
All right. 5-3, empty netter.
I'll take that. I'll take a W. What did they call that? Icing? Really? Okay. McKinnon was doing better at the face-off circle earlier this year. I haven't looked in a while. Not like good, but he was at like 47 or something.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Nate's little hop there.
Yeah, he's 48% right now. Yeah, Manson's been horrible today. No argument there.
Boom. Boom goes the dynamite.
All right. The Avs won the period. Well, I guess not really. They didn't lose the period. They're winning the game. Do that one more time, and you win the game for realsies. So that's good. I'm going to take my intermission break, chat. We'll be back in a little bit.
As soon as I find the thing.
So I go and then I hear equipment guy Peter Miller screaming, was not very happy, and I'm like, what is going on? And I look around and he's holding the jersey like this, and he's like, who's the moron that signed this jersey? And then I raise my hand, I look at Peter, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, who's this for? And he's like, it's not for anybody, this is for Yannick Perreault. Biggie. Here's my first story of the year. We're going to have some stories like this about some funny moments throughout my career. I don't know why I'm thinking about this particular one today, but I'll tell you one thing. It's my rookie year in LA. We are playing at the old Winnipeg Arena that had the big Queen Elizabeth painting. That was awesome. I love that building. It was so fun to play in there with the passionate fans of Winnipeg. And I'm a rink rat, and I used to always get there so early. Believe it or not, in LA, I actually had the locker room key. Back then, it was an old lock, and you had to have the key to get in there on the visiting rooms of every building in the NHL. And then we're in Winnipeg on a cold January night, whatever it was. I'm in there, and I walk in there. There's always, like, things that you see that you know are normal to do. Example, like signings. If it's a practice day, usually there's always stuff to get signed for little brothers or cousins or neighbors, and guys bring it in the room, and it's usually laid out like this, like it's a jersey or whatever it is, or a hat, and there's always a marker next to it. And anyway, so I'm there and I'm grabbing my coffee and I'm, whatever, starting to get ready and get organized, and guys are starting to trickle in, and I see this, the beautiful LA Kings jersey, right there laying on the table, right in the middle of the room, next to the gum and the tape, and then all the extra stuff that, don't forget the bullets, Anyway, so I see this jersey, and I'm a nice guy, so I go there and I grab the marker and I see this jersey, and I think it's weird because it's a game day. Usually on game days you don't have things like that, but I don't think about it. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll just sign it. So I signed the front of the jersey with a metallic Sharpie on a nice black LA Kings. Back then, black was road jerseys. So I write my name, and then guys are starting to come in, and next thing you know, there's about, 12, 13, 14 signatures on the jersey, and I go about my other part of my routine before the game, because remember, we're not superstitious. It's just part of the routine. Anyway, so I go, and then I hear this equipment guy, Peter Miller, screaming, was not very happy, and I'm like, what is going on? And I look around, and he's holding the jersey like this, and he's like, who's the moron that signed this jersey? And then I raise my hand, I look at Peter, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, who's this for? And he's like, it's not for anybody, this is for Yannick Perreault. It was a call-up that day, and they had gotten that jersey done right there in Winnipeg for him to wear that night. It's his jersey for tonight. So, God, I felt so bad. It's like 6 o'clock at night. The game is warm-ups in like 20 minutes. He's got about 15 signatures everywhere on his jersey on metallic pen. Oh my God! I tell you one thing, I wanted to die. And everybody said, "Who's the one? Who's the first one?" And I couldn't hide. I'm always the first one in the dressing room, so they all knew it was me. So I'm like, "It is me." All you saw was a jersey with black spray paint all over, like the 13, 14 signatures. And I tell you, it was so funny. Everybody was dying, and you could see at face-offs, guys from Winnipeg are looking at it like, where'd they find that jersey? You know what I mean? It was the funniest thing. Peter Miller, I apologize. Saw him at the rookie face-off the other day. We were still talking about that crazy pregame in Winnipeg, where it was my fault that we signed actually a game jersey for that night of Yannick Perreault. That was a call-up that night. That was a story with Big E.
We're live. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, you can't go on the ice with a jersey signed by a bunch of dudes. The NHL would not allow that.
They just spray paint it. That's crazy.
Let's see. Let's actually look at the possession numbers tonight. I'm not really sure what to expect. Pretty darn even game at 5-on-5. The Rangers had a big push in the last 5 minutes of the second there. The Avs were getting the better of them before that. Actual danger generated. Really, the Rangers have generated a lot more high danger at 5-on-5. 12-5 chances there. So, Avs haven't been all that dangerous, but they've finished well. Actual possession numbers by player. Your top line has been your best line by a lot. Despite Josh Manson looking really bad, he's actually on the better side of possession. The problem is what he's given up has just been extremely high danger. He's got to stop making the big mistakes. The rest of it, the only line that's really struggling is that third line of Drury, Colton, and Wood. And, like, they have a goal, so it's weird, right? But they're getting their heads kicked in possession-wise. All right, let's look at this joint.
Okay.
All right, so it's like, I see. That's a neat joint. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. That's maybe recently, but the Avs seriously went like 25 straight games winning in Boston. It was like from 2011 to 2020 or something. They just never lost in Boston.
Crazy. Even for as good as that team had been the last few years, too.
Yeah, it was just the Avs were that team for Boston
totally.
for a really long time. Is Path water like good, or is it just normal water bottle water? The over felt like a pretty easy bet to me tonight. A matinee game with a team on a Sega Baba. It's just a recipe for a lot of goals. It is indeed water. All right, thanks. I feel like that's just a typical outing in Boston, Walrus. The Avs are going to win. Bet your mortgage on it. Bet every dollar you own. This is not financial advice. All right. Unpopular opinion time. Madison Square Garden is way overrated.
Don't let Eric hear you say that.
I know.
Never been. Can't say.
Its mystique is entirely its history. The building low-key sucks. It's old. It's kind of shitty.
Why does Boston hate Landeskog? Did we hurt somebody? Did he hurt somebody?
Why not? Did MSG ever have a garden? Maybe it did someday. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me, Michael. Like, this is not. I'm like a little bit older than the streamer generation, I guess. But like, I was a very, very early adopter of internet culture and streaming and things like that. Like, I was watching Justin TV back in 2010 before like streaming was even anywhere close to being a mainstream thing. So the parasocial relationship thing just doesn't bother me that much. It's just not that weird to me. All right. Don't give up an early one, please.
Ah, I see, Walrus.
I mean, I don't know how any Bruins can make that argument when Brad Marchand plays for your fucking team, but, you know, whatever.
God damn it. Goddamn clock.
Can the Avs just get one of those to go in? I mean, I can't complain. The puck has gone in well for them tonight. That's offside for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you're watching on, Ethan. If you're watching on Altitude, they always have crazy white balance issues at the start of periods. Another post. Wahoo. Who do I have in Washington? Philly? Philly. Who do I want to win? I honestly don't care. I want the Bills to win it all. I mean, you knew they were going to have to kill one at one point. They had a couple power plays of their own, so big kill here. That is so soft, but it is what it is. Do you think Laviolette's going to punch a guy again? It's one of my favorite hockey gifs, is him accidentally punching his own player in the head on the bench.
Out of anger or excitement?
Out of pure accident. He was like, this was maybe 10, 15 years ago. He was like trying to pump his team up on the bench, and he was going, pound the fucking body. And he was like punching into his hand. And then he accidentally, like a player sat down or something, and he punched him right in the head.
That's so sad. I'm sure he was wearing a helmet, but maybe.
Yeah, the player was fine. Like, it wasn't a big deal.
Probably hurt
he
Coach
didn't.
more than anything.
Yeah, right. Ooh, shorty time. Oh, LOC, stay on your forehand, kid. You're just not that guy. You're not the guy. You're not the guy who can do the backhand. Yeah, I mean, unwritten NHL rules are often very stupid. I got no good answers for you there. I would pay many dollars to get a feed that just has the ice mic'd up and you could be able to hear all the trash talk. That would be great.
That would be amazing. $100. You get every game.
Oh, you had a one-on-one clean. If Casey doesn't mishandle that, unfortunate. Mac go zoom. Mac fall over in corner. Oh boy. I mean, the legs are going to go for the Avs, so this is going to get spicy, I think. Good hit by Josh there. Make him think twice. And then ice the puck, which is less good. But what are you going to do? I mean, not even close, Logan. You weren't even in the ballpark on that one, buddy. Yeah, Cheadle double clutched it there. Would have been a lot scarier if he rips it quick. Oh, Altitude's clock is broken again.
Clock's more broken than mine. There she goes.
It's definitely way too early to start turtling if you're the Avs. You got to at least try and keep some pressure on if you can. Oh, that's such a bad clear. He got away with it, but ugh.
Rudo, I've seen this a couple of times in the chat. Not recently, I
What?
was just thinking about it. Do you think that there's gonna be any
The Avs think it went in. The ref is saying no.
I hope it went in.
Hattie? Question mark?
Do you think the Avs are gonna miss Mikko's goofiness? Like, comparatively to, like, Cale's very, like, cool, calm, collected, and then Max, like, over...
Oh, yeah, that's a goal. Okay, what are we talking about? Unless they, like, blew it dead? Goalie interference? Is that what they're calling on Wood? He's way in the crease, to be fair. Although that's his own fucking player. Anyway, sorry. What were you, Mikko and Mac, you were saying?
Sorry, I realized I was talking in the middle of all that. Do you think the Avs are really gonna miss, like, the goofiness? Like, I think that's been brought up a lot, like, with Mac being super serious and Cale being kind of, like, you know, super cool, calm, collected. Do you think that goofball energy is missing to kind of bring light to
I mean, I think Natchez is pretty lighthearted guy, so
light.
I don't know
Seems
how
like
much.
Blackwood is too.
Yeah, like I don't know. I would say it's hard to say. I do think at times this team can be too serious, but that's not really that big of a deal to me. Like, obviously, it doesn't mean nothing. It matters that you have good locker room culture, but I don't think that just personality-wise, like, yeah, maybe they miss a little bit of Mikko's fun, lighthearted energy, but he was never, like, a particularly vocal leader for this team. He was always more of, like, a little brother follower type of guy. I mean, I don't know. Like, Wood was definitely in the crease, but like all of the contact is their own defender, right? Like, it's just not even worth speculating on goalie interference because it's a made up bullshit rule anyway. So whatever. I mean, I don't know that I buy that, right? Like, if Miles Wood is standing in the crease and the defending Ranger isn't in the crease, maybe. Maybe Shesty runs into Miles Wood and then it's a no goal, but the Ranger defender decided to play it in behind Wood in his own crease. So Shesty runs into his own defender and not Wood. Like, is that not the defender's fault for playing it the way that he did? Yeah, the goalie interference rules are just so vague and so made up that no one fucking knows ever. Not even the dudes in Toronto are fucking flipping coins when they get goalie interference challenges. Nobody has a clue. Not the best screen of Druin's life there.
Sorry, fam. We're at the point of the game where I am making graphics at the same time as keeping time. So.
Whoops, that's a bad tweet. I did the wrong thing. I gotta change that one to NFL. There we go. We did it. We tweeted like a reasonable person.
We know how to tweet.
I don't really agree. I don't think there's been any consistency with goalie interference this year, as it's been for years and years and years. If there's contact in the crease, they usually call it no goal, but there's also been a couple where there is contact in the crease that they've called a goal this year. And then you get into the whole, was he pushed in or did he push his teammate in? And the whole fucking thing just falls apart. And the rule is broken. It's bad. And at minimum, the NHL needs to clarify what is and isn't goalie interference better. There's no doubt about that. Cale almost got packet picked, but it turned out that you have a good defensive partner, so it's fine. And like, it wouldn't be hard to find consistency. If the NHL wanted to, they could just go back to you can't have a foot in the crease or the goal doesn't count. But nobody wants that because that is also bad. Oof, Matt kind of got worked there. Yeah, the league won't change the rule. They're just comfortable with having a bad rule book. It is what it is. That was an ambitious passing attempt. Yeah, I mean, it's in a perfect world, right? You'd have like a goalie does need to be allowed to play his position. He needs to be allowed to make an attempt on a save. But you see those goalies that intentionally push into a guy at the top of the crease and then like feign that that's goalie interference, even though they initiated the contact that had nothing to do with making a save. And like the rules exist. That should be embellishment, right? There's a rule in the rule book that covers that instance. The goalie embellished and it should be a penalty. Good tracking by Blackwood there. I mean, it's hard to say how many goals have been erased, right? Because there have been goals that have counted that shouldn't have too. It's not like the NHL consistently takes goals away with goalie interference. They just consistently do random shit with it. So there have been goals that shouldn't have counted that did, and then there have been goals that should have counted that didn't. Ooh. Avs have actually done a pretty darn good job so far this period. It's not been very entertaining, but they really have not given the Rangers very much at all. I mean, I generally agree, Azare. Like, there are a lot of times where it's weird that you call both, but I think there are some times when it can be both, right? Like, a guy can get tripped, and then if he thinks the ref's not going to call it, he can sell it too. Like, both things can happen. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all for making automatic systems for as much reffing and linesman work as possible. I absolutely want systems that can track the player. They already have systems that can track the players and puck. I just want them to use them for things like offside and goalie interference and otherwise. But sports are archaic and dumb, and referee and umpire unions are really strong, so it's not going to happen. Oof. Kibby just got rocked there. Made to look bad in the neutral zone. 3-on-2 if you hurry. But, wow, that was actually a 6-stick play defensively. That's a crazy back check. Yeah, you're going to need at least 1 or 2 more big saves, I think. But we'll see just how badly the Avs' legs fall off here. Tough change. Careful here. All right. That's fine. The Rangers changed too. Avs not getting through the neutral zone very well all of a sudden. But the Rangers make a mistake there, and now you get the puck in the O zone. The one-man McKinnon show. Still working. That just bounces on Sam. No. I bet my mortgage that the Avs were going to win, so I don't think the Rangers can win. It is weird how many uncle-nephew duos have played for this franchise. That is a little strange, I'm not going to lie. Good initial save. Good secondary save. That was a pretty big sequence from Blackwood right there. Help him out a little bit, Avs. Okay, the Rangers helped him out. Thank you. Yeah, team Czechia out here. Let's go. We need more Czech Avs fans. There you go. Get it in deep. You're deep enough in the game where the offense is going to fall off a little bit for Colorado, other than like rush chances they get off of the Rangers pressing. But you get pucks in deep, you work hard, you should be able to close this game out. Not saying you will, but you should. Boy, Lecky's had a couple of great chances. He hasn't finished tonight. His shooting percentage is due to come down. He's been shooting the roof off the building this year, so fair enough, I guess. Great first save from Blackwood again. Avs team just ran out of gas like you were afraid they were going to. Their legs just went in these last 2 or 3 minutes. You just watched their legs fall off a cliff. Yeah, Druin just not able to tie up Panarin on the backside at all there. Maybe even had a chance to poke at the puck and just missed it. I mean, we all knew this game was going to overtime, right? That's the law. The law is these two teams have to go to OT. Let's see. Let's see if the Avs can do something crazy in regulation. I don't. What is Nathan McKinnon doing, bro? Holy shit, Mac. Wake up today, buddy. This is turning into a tough shift, but that was good work in front of your net for once this game. Can't do that, Josh. It's fine. Gerard's going to bail you out, but you can't. 4 minutes left in a tie game. You cannot shoot it in the first defenseman there. You just can't. All right. Inside 3 minutes. I mean, you really, really, really should have had 2 points out of this game, but you have to get one. It's not going to get out. Oh, okay. The Rangers biffed it. It's fine. What is this whistle? I don't know what that whistle was, but okay.
Pope.
All right. Some of you are saying it's a kill, and some of you are saying it's a PP. So I don't know which one it is. NHL says it's a hold on. Well, it just says a minor on Makar. I'd like to see it. I like to see the call they made. I suspect it's complete fucking bullshit, but I shouldn't judge before I see it. It could be a legitimate penalty. Given the way things have gone lately for the Avs, this would be how they lose the game. What is the call? Yeah, that's not a real penalty. That is genuinely made up. Like like I know they've called some other shit that's not penalties, but to call that in a tie game with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left, do you have money on the game, Mr. Referee? Because what the fuck?
Sorry, Bam. That time of the game where Altitude kicked me out. I'll catch it up in a second.
All right. Maybe a puck don't lie moment. The Rangers hit a post or something. I'm trying to talk myself into it. I don't know that I actually believe it. I think that probably gets out of the zone if Kelly doesn't tip it on the way out. That's unfortunate. Need a freeze. Good job, Blackwood. Timeout. NHL head coaches are allowed to use timeouts. Is that legal?
Wait, what? What's happening?
I mean, the ref said, like, when the ref was talking to him, he said, "Oh, you clamped down. I saw you clamp," but he didn't. Like, he did not do the elbow clamp on the stick. The guy just put his stick in Makar's midsection, and Makar just like skated off. Like, it's an absurdly bad call. You're supposed to be a good face-off guy, Drury. What you got in the bag, buddy? You have no idea what the Avs PK systems are, so just win this. And he lost it clean. Unfortunate. Get out. Yeah, I didn't think it had a chance to get out, but I wished it would have. That was weird. I mean, it's a nice save from Blackwood. I think he made it a little bit harder than it needed to be, but he made it, so it counts all the same. Kind of won that face-off, but he didn't actually win the puck possession. Unfortunate. Help your goaltender. Okay, all right. You're fine. Everything's great. Everything's totally fine. It's not a disaster right now. Good job, Taves. All right. You stop one more rush here, and you should get a point out of this game. Go end it, Cale. Go score a Hattie and tell these guys to F off. I'll take it. It's not the hat trick, but I'll fucking take it. Let's fucking go. I don't believe in karma, but boy, I tell you, the Rangers deserved that. They deserved to lose this game. Woo, that feels good. That feels good, chat. They start with the empty net. I respect the balls with 15 seconds left or whatever it was. Oh, Mac, just shoot it at the empty net, brother. It doesn't matter. It's time's up. Hey, the Avs are back in the win column. Let's go, chat. It was way spicier than I wanted it to be, but it's a win. They didn't even need overtime to get there. Let's go. We got a post game coming up. Big E will be joining me. We'll be talking post game about the good, the bad, and the win. We appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you in a bit.
We all silly like the mayor.